Hello, it's May 14, 2024, Tuesday afternoon, about 1 o'clock. I'm here in the boat shed today to continue work on my painting project. Behind me, you can see my Ally Princess 36 Seaquestor. I'm going to turn the camera around and talk about what I'm going to do today. A few days ago, I painted out the boot stripe, changed it from flag blue to SeaFoam Green, not for any reason other than I was out of flag blue paint and I had SeaFoam Green. And I thought it would look interesting. I think it does look nice. But then I got to thinking that my Cove stripe was still flag blue. And you can see the SeaFoam Green boot stripe here on the port side and the flag blue Cove stripe. So I thought I better paint that, particularly the starboard side, which is the side away from the dock and the marina, and I'd have to work from a dinghy. So yesterday I came over and I painted the Cove stripe. I masked it, sanded it, tacked it, and then put the first coat of paint on. See spot right there, I had a run that I wiped off, but the hull is pretty porous, the gel coat is, so I'm going to have to buff that out now that the paint is dry. So today the plan is to come over to the port side and mask, sand, and get the first coat of paint on the Cove stripe on this side. Now, fortunately, they moved the boat that was next to me here yesterday, so this is going to be much easier. On the other side, Seaquestor, for about 10 feet in the middle of the boat, is only about 16 to 18 inches from the boat beside it. And it was very difficult to get in there to work on it. But here, with no boat beside it, it'll be much better access. And it should go more quickly. I should get this all masked, sanded, and painted in a much less time than yesterday, which took about an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm going to get going. I'll come back after I get it masked and sanded on this side. Well, it took about 50 minutes, but I've got the masking tape on. I have sanded the Cove stripe. I have wiped it down, and I have tack clothed it. So at this point, it's ready for paint. The only difficulty of doing this is that I do have to climb up on the ladder to do it. And up at the bow, for the last 3 positions, I have to use the extension ladder, which is quite uncomfortable to work from. So what I'm going to do now is get the paint ready and paint it. That should go pretty quickly. I think that'll take no more than about 20 minutes. So about an hour and a half altogether. I am going to take a break because my bionic knee and the muscles in my right leg above my knee replacement are not liking standing on the extension ladder or the step ladder. So pretty soon we'll have that done. And before I go take my break, I'll show you something I did over here. You know, I mentioned that I had a couple spots where I'd had a bit of a run, and just with a little 600 grit sandpaper, I was able to pretty much get the run off. I think a little compound on that part of the hull will completely remove it. The gel coat is old. It's 50 plus years old, so it is a tiny bit on the porous side, but it's still doing the job. Okay, I'll come back when I get that Cove stripe painted. Okay, first coat of paint is on that Cove stripe, and it didn't cover perfectly. I didn't expect it to. This relatively light green over flag blue. Flag blue is in pretty good shape, so I just sanded it out and coated directly with the light green or SeaFoam Green. And it covered pretty well. and took about 25 minutes. So an hour and 15 minutes today to do this side. Took almost 2 hours to do the other side because it's so much more difficult to get in there between Seaquestor and the boat next to it. I'll show that to you. And today I didn't get any runs, which is good, although they cleaned up pretty easily. Let's walk over to the other side. So as you can, well, here we are on the other side, and as you can see, it's very close to the boat beside it. The minimum distance there is about 15 inches, and there's a good deal of it that's about 18 inches. That's less than the width of my shoulders. So if I went up with the ladder facing fore or aft, and I was turned away from the boat, when I got up there, I couldn't turn the other way. I also tried going up with the ladder facing the boat, and when I got up there, I was so close to the cove stripe that I couldn't do anything with it. It was impossible to get up there and repaint it. Anyway, I'm thinking that tomorrow I have a dental appointment first thing, and I'll come back and after my dental appointment and sand and put the second coat up here. And if the paint is dry enough, I'll put the second coat over here. I'm expecting that that both sides will take me under an hour and a half. Probably about 40 minutes to do the other side and about 25 minutes to do this side. So that should go pretty quickly. Okay, that's where I am on May 14, 2024. I was originally hoping to launch this week, but the tides are terrible. The high tide this morning was at like 5 a.m. and the next tide will be at 5 p.m. and they're not particularly high tides, so we would have had to go into overtime to launch in the afternoon, and it would have been too early in the morning to go. So we're scheduled to go Tuesday the 21st. And they're going to load the boat at 8:30, and we should be in the water by 10. And I'll motor back over to the marina. So next week, I should be shooting video from the boat in the water. Anyway, that's where I am today, May 14, 2024, and getting my Ally Princess 36 Seaquestor ready to go in.